There are billions of people on this planet, but very few stories truly remind us what's possible. This is one of them. It's the story of Howard Schultz, a man who went from poverty to building Starbucks into one of the most recognized brands in the world. But his life didn't start with success. It started with struggle. Howard grew up in a tiny one-bedroom apartment in a public housing project. His family barely made ends meet. His father, a former Army veteran, worked low-paying jobs as a truck driver, jobs that offered no security, no insurance, and no safety net. When Howard was just 7 years old, something happened that changed him forever. His father slipped on ice while working and broke his leg. And just like that, he lost his job. No income. No medical insurance. No savings. Howard remembers seeing his father sitting at home injured, helpless, and defeated. That image stayed with him. It became a turning point in his life. He didn't want that life. So as a young boy, he would sit on the staircase of his building, dreaming. Dreaming of something bigger. Something better. In high school, he worked hard enough to earn a football scholarship to college. But instead of chasing sports, he chose education. He studied communications, but paying for college wasn't easy. He took loans. Worked odd jobs. And sometimes, just to survive, he even sold his blood. That's how desperate things were. After graduating, Howard worked different jobs, a ski lodge, sales, but deep inside, he was searching for something more meaningful. At 29, he discovered a small coffee company called Starbucks. Back then, it wasn't what it is today. It had just a few stores and only sold coffee beans. Still, Howard saw something in it. Something others didn't. It took him an entire year of persistence just to convince the owners to hire him. But the real breakthrough came during a trip to Italy. There, he walked into a small coffee shop and everything changed. It wasn't just about coffee. It was about experience. Baristas knew their customers by name. People weren't just buying coffee, they were connecting, talking, living in the moment. Howard was fascinated. He rushed back to the US, excited to bring this idea to Starbucks. But the owners rejected him. They didn't believe in his vision. So he made a bold decision. He quit. With no guarantee of success, Howard started his own coffee company. But there was one problem: he had no money. He spent a year pitching his idea to investors. 242 people. 217 said no. Imagine hearing no that many times. Most people would quit. He didn't. Eventually, a few people believed in him. That was enough. He opened his first coffee shop, bringing the Italian coffee experience to life. And then, something unexpected happened. Starbucks, the company that once rejected him, started struggling. Howard saw his chance. He bought it. And this time, he did things his way. He transformed Starbucks from a small coffee bean retailer into a global coffeehouse experience. Today, Starbucks has tens of thousands of stores worldwide and is worth over $100 billion. But Howard's real message isn't about coffee. It's about responsibility. He once said, "You can blame others. You can feel sorry for yourself. Or you can take responsibility and change your life. Success isn't luck. It's about seeing what others don't see. Taking action when others hesitate. And believing in your vision even when no one else does. There's no perfect time to start. No perfect plan. Because if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never begin. But if you start today, even small, you begin to change your future. And remember this. A year from now, you might wish you had started today. So the real question is, what's your story going to be?